Romney the specifics of this plan. I already indicated to you he wants to roll back regulations for polluters, for insurance companies, and for big banks. Wants to get rid of the Wall Street reform that we did to make sure that we don't have any more taxpayer bailouts. All right, so that's one big part of this plan. Then he's got this plan to cut taxes by another $5 trillion. All right, so what this would mean would be the average millionaire would see their taxes go down by 25%. Now, you may be wondering, how is it that he can talk about cutting taxes by $5 trillion and at the same time say he's going to reduce our deficit? Because they always talk about the deficit and how terrible it is. You know, we've got to get control of the deficit, the debt. We can't pass this on to the next generation. All right. So you're going to cut $5 trillion, giving folks like me or Mr. Romney a tax break. How did the numbers work? What Mr. Romney says, first of all, is we'll cut $1 trillion out of that portion of the federal budget that finances everything from education to Head Start to health care to environmental protection to consumer protection, all the things we think of, food safety, you name it. $1 trillion gets cut out of that, which means that a lot of people suddenly will not have the protections they were counting on. A lot of folks around the country won't be getting services that we think are part of what makes America great. All right, but that's only $1 trillion, so that doesn't get you everywhere you need to go. So then the next step would be to have tens of millions of people no longer have health insurance. Right, he'd roll back the Affordable Care Act, and he'd block grant Medicaid in such a way where vulnerable people all across the country, folks who may be disabled, folks, seniors who are relying on those services, that would be eliminated. But that doesn't pay for $5 trillion. That's not enough. So then, what they'd have to do is eliminate a whole bunch of deductions that middle-class families count on to keep their taxes low. And so what this adds up to is essentially you, your family, your friends, middle-class people all across the country would end up seeing higher taxes to pay for tax cuts for Mr. Romney and me. It ain't right. It ain't right. Now, that's not a recipe for economic growth. That's not going to make us stronger. That's not going to make our young people more educated. It's not going to make us more competitive in this global economy. So what I said is, no, here's what we need to do. We need to invest more in education. I want to hire more.